my channel. Just kidding. This is my first video. Man, has it been such a long time coming. I remember people messaging me and being like, what's your YouTube? And honestly, I did never have an answer. And you know, I've always considered doing YouTube, but I just didn't know if it was right for me, if I could be consistent, all these doubts in my mind. But you know what? It's 2021. We're coming in with a bang. So I want to bring the heat and jump on this wagon. So this is my first YouTube video. I asked you guys to send me in some questions that I can answer just for you guys to better get to know me. So you guys sent in a great amount of questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and kind of jump in. So the first question that I got was, what was your dream car as a child? So funny story was, I actually asked my parents as a child, or not even a child, a teenager, I asked them for a Volkswagen buggy. Granted, I don't know what it was about that car that made me want it so bad. I wanted a convertible, I wanted it to be pearl. I was super specific about what I wanted. And my parents were like, listen girl, if you get a buggy and you get into an accident, you're gonna be a buggy. And of course, being good parents, that was their only concern, was my safety. And they just wanted something reliable for me. And being that I told them I did not want a quince. If you're Hispanic, you know what a quince is. And I did not want a sweet 16. They pretty much go hand in hand. They were like, okay, like we'll just figure out, you know, a way to get you a car. And, you know, I didn't know I was really getting it until I got it. And they surprised me, and it was such a great memory that I'll forever have embedded in my mind, and I'm so grateful for my parents. They got me a Mazda 3. It was of year. I know, it's like kind of crazy to say like of year at 17 years old, but I was very responsible. I drove myself to school. They just didn't want to keep taking me to high school, and I could totally understand that. So I was super grateful. I'm kind of glad they didn't listen to me, because realistically, like now I still have that car. Like I have an Escalade, and I have my first car that I got in 11th grade still now. I'm glad that they didn't listen to me, because there's so many things that I do now, like, you know, go to laundromat, and I can't picture myself lugging loads and loads of laundry in a Volkswagen buggy. So shout out to my parents for knowing that I was wrong for wanting something like that. But yes, that was my dream car. Next question is, what age did you get into doing hair? So funny story was that when I was 19, I, you know, got out of high school, and I told my parents, you know, I don't know about the college thing. My mom was like, please go to college. Like, go to the community college, go sign, you know, get signed in, or, you know, for classes and all that stuff. And, you know, being the people pleaser that I am, I raced over there to the community college near my house. And, you know, I talked to the guidance counselor, and they're like, okay, you need to take a placement test. So I go to take the placement test. I report back to the guidance counselor, and she's like, oh my God, you took the wrong test. Girl, that was like a 4-hour test. Like, if you've ever taken a placement test, they're lengthy, you know? And so I was like, oh no, like I cannot see myself going to college. So I called my mom up, and I was like, listen, Janet, I'm not going to college. And she was like, of course, so upset. And I remember that summer, like I spent the summer in New York, and I remember at some point in my summer, I was blow drying hair, like just for a friend of mine. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. Like, I do find joy in making people feel beautiful, and like, you know, making them more confident about themselves. So I pretty much decided to go to hair school, and I called my parents. And I come from a family full of people in the medical field, so I know it was a little, at the beginning it was a little bit of a letdown. I know they saw me being like a nurse, which honestly I could totally see myself doing something like that too, like a neonatal nurse, a midwife. I love helping people, I love babies in general, like even in peds or something. But I just knew writing a 14-page paper was that's not something I saw myself doing. So I told them, you know what, I'm gonna go to hair school. And honestly, thank God that ended up working out for me, because I could not see myself doing anything else, and I just could not see myself going to college. So thank God that hair was the way to go, because I just don't know what else I would be doing, honestly. All right, what is the thing you admire about your friends? Okay, so if you know me, I do have quite a good amount of friends. I have my best friend Justine, who's in Florida, and you know, she's like somebody that helps keep me centered in my faith. She's like very into her faith, and so I really admire that about her. She goes through life like reminding me to stay committed to my moral code, and just she's very I mean, she's my best friend. Best friends give it to you the way they should, and so she definitely helps keep me just really deep into my faith, I feel like. So it's something I really admire about her. And then of course I have my friends here, you know, like Harami, Mabel, Melissa, their sisters, Mariela, they're all family. So obviously they're all mamas, except Melissa. They're mamas, so I really admire how great of moms they are. Like, their kids are so well managed. I hope I can be half the mom that they are someday. And then obviously Melissa's not a mom, but you know, her and I bond over, like, we have like the same type of hustle. Like, we love to grind out our work. Like, we're passionate about what we do. If you guys know who she is, I'm Rodriguez. So that's something about her that I admire. I feel like that's where we bond. And then of course I have a friend here named Naomi. She's really independent, really smart. I admire that about her. I have so many good girlfriends, and I am so blessed and thankful. And honestly, the list goes on. Like, I could go on for hours. That's like a whole nother video, honestly. But I have such great friends, and there's so many different things about them that makes them special. So that's like such a deep-rooted question, I feel like. Next question is, how old are you? I am 27. I just turned 27 in September. Full Virgo, like real Virgo, like September 9th. So 27. What's your nationality? I'm Dominican, Puerto Rican, and Italian. My dad is full Dominican, which is something me and my fiance actually bonded over because his family is the exact same. So our moms are Puerto Rican and our dads are Dominican. And I feel like when you got a Puerto Rican mama, there's so many things to relate to. You know, like, our moms are so similar in the way they raised us, so that was something that bonded us at the beginning. But my mom has Italian in her, and that comes from my grandmother, who they actually migrated from Italy to Puerto Rico. Their original last name was Bonelli, and then they got to Puerto Rico, and they like, I don't know what they did, but they made it Bonilla when they got to Puerto Rico. So there's like some serious Italian going on in my blood, but I really want to do like the ancestry thing because I'm really curious to see like just how deep it goes. But yes, so I'm those three beautiful nationalities. How many siblings do you have? So I have two older brothers, Marlon, who's 37. Sorry for doing that. And Zach, who is 30. So me and my oldest brother are actually 10 years apart, but that doesn't really take away from our relationship now. I feel like we have a great relationship. As I was a young little girl, I could totally see the disconnect though. Like, me being 7 years old, he was like 17. I was like going into his room. He was talking to girls. You know what I mean? I'm like, what's up? He's like, get out, you know? So I could totally see like the disconnect, but now as adults, I feel like we relate to each other so much more and we have like great conversation. And then me and my other brother are only 4 years apart. So we definitely have tons of memories as children. Like, he was such a fun big brother. He used to like play with me and he would always include me. And so, you know, not having any sisters, I know it's so different. I'm so grateful to have brothers. Like, I pray that one day when I have kids that I literally have the same combo, 2 boys and 1 girl, because I feel like girls who have brothers, just, they're different. And like, I don't know how to describe it, but you know, I have friends that are sisters and it's just such a different dynamic. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to relate. Like, there's no bounds when you have sisters. You can say whatever you want. And you know, me and my brothers, like, it was just always such a chill time, and they just taught me how to be a cool girl. Like, that's what I feel like just more laid back in general. So I'm so grateful to have brothers, and I hope that that's how I can experience my kids someday. I mean, I'll take whatever God gives me, but preferably 2 boys, 1 girl. What kind of dogs do you have and what are their names? So I have 2 dogs. I have a Shiba Inu, which is the first dog that I got with my fiance, who is also the love of my life. I mean, she's a little bit of a handful. I mean, some of you guys have probably seen my Instagram story about her like running away. Those dogs are so cat-like, and you know, she's like a little convict. She just like likes to run away and come back, but she's like my little baby. That was like my first love for sure. I never really had, like, my parents had dogs, but your parents' dogs are not your dogs. Like, when you get your own dog, it's a different type of love. So I have her, and then we just recently, this past summer, got a Fox Red Lab whose name is Rio, and he's about 8 months, so we're obsessed, of course. That's my fiance's dream dog, so of course I gave in because I wanted to make him happy, people pleaser. So that's that's how that happened. Honestly, I love them so much. They are my children. When people ask me about kids, I'm like, I have kids? What are you talking about? Because they are so much, it's so much work, honestly, to have animals, but I literally feel like so content with them. So those are my 2 babies. I'm obsessed. Best makeup advice. So my best makeup advice is to just be comfortable. You know, get comfortable doing your own makeup, of course, and just keep it simple. Like if it's foundation, a mascara, lip gloss, like whatever you're comfortable with. I'm hoping to put out a video on like the most quick natural makeup, because I feel like we all just need to know how to do the basics. And if you want to, you know, spice it up a little bit, then obviously you can add some eyeshadow and the lashes and all that stuff, but I don't feel like that's completely necessary all the time. So just get comfortable doing the basics and then build off of that. How do you keep your skin so perfect? So number 1, thank you. But my skin is far from perfect. Honestly, I would love to like start getting into getting facials, because I really do feel like there's some things about my skin that I would love to change. But to the contrary, I do use Monet skincare. Like for those who know me well, I do sell Monet. I'm a market partner with them, but I also use their skincare line. So I keep it pretty simple. It's, you know, like a cleanser, a toning water, a moisturizer, an eye cream. Like I try to keep it pretty simple, and hopefully I can share that with you guys as well. But it's pretty much all Monet. I don't do anything else. And my skin is relatively sensitive, so I try not to branch out and, you know, dip into too many ponds, because I feel like that's when your skin gets really confused and it gets really messy. What's your favorite thing to do in your free time? So I don't really get too much free time, honestly, because I feel like I'm always working. I'm in a season in my life where I'm just hustling and hustling and hustling, and I have so many goals and different dreams that I have that I really am just trying to put in a tunnel vision for right now, and so I don't give myself too much time off. But in my free time, pre-COVID, I loved, you know, grabbing the Starbies and going to TJ Maxx or Home Goods or Target. Even my fiance, like that's like something that we did when we first started dating. We bonded over Target and Starbucks a lot. So that's how I knew he was my soulmate, honestly, because he found joy in that as well. But if it's not like going out, you know, obviously hanging with my girlfriends, you know, they cook for me. It's my favorite. And if it's not like any of that, it's pretty much just staying home with my man, eating, cuddling around with our dogs, just like relaxing in general, because I just feel like him and I don't do that much because we're always working. So that's what I like to do in my free time. What's your favorite Starbucks drink aside from pumpkin spice? So clearly this person knows me because I'm obsessed. There are 2 different types of people in the world. There's one person that loves everything pumpkin, like pumpkin munchkins, pumpkin lotion, pumpkin anything, and I am that person. And then there's another person that just hates everything pumpkin. So when it's that season, pumpkin is my life. But when it's not, I'm just a simple white mocha type of girl, hot with, you know, a little bit of caramel drizzle, maybe a little bit of whipped cream. My man says that I like my coffee like literally sugar with a dash of coffee, which is probably true, honestly, but that's just how I like it. I like the sweetness in my coffee. As a hairstylist, what is your favorite hair to style? So I don't think I necessarily have a favorite hair to style. You know, I have my Salvadorians, Guatemalans who have beautiful, luscious hair that I'm obsessed with. It's always so shiny and beautiful. And then I have Dominicans who have this beautiful curly hair that they always get in my chair and they're like, oh, I hate my hair. And I'm like, I love your hair. It's honestly, I don't have a favorite. I think everybody's hair is relatively the same when it comes to coloring. The whole process truly is the same. It's only different in the styling. So I don't think I have a favorite. I love to deal with all different textures, but I feel like the way I color hair, my favorites are obviously balayage, ombres. Those are like my go-to, my forte, like that's just my groove. So that's my favorite color to pretty much do when it comes to being a hairstylist, but I don't think I have a favorite like texture or like style of hair. What is your dream home? So I actually was discussing this with my fiance the other day because I'm trying to create like the perfect vision board, and my favorite style of a home, like my dream home, would be modern Mediterranean. Pinterest that girl, and it's all me. Like I just love the warmth, but there's like character and it's not too modern. I don't like too cold of like, you know, design. So it's just so beautiful to me. Like I just love the character that comes behind it, and it's still like warm, but it's modern, and it's like, yes, that is all me. So manifesting that because I hope that that's what my future home looks like, my dream home. And I don't think it has to be like my dream home, it's my goal. That home is my goal for sure. And he actually likes it, so I feel like we're making strides. How many shoes do you have? So relatively not many. I really don't like hoard shoes like that. My fiance, on the other hand, is like really into name brands, into like Gucci and Fendi and like all these things, and he actually had to open those doors for me because I was never really into it. I don't know if it's just like something you grow into, or like as you get older you just like the finer things in life, but I just haven't ever been like that. So he has to force me to spoil myself sometimes because I'm like, no, I'm okay, like I can't justify that. And he's like, dude, yes you can, like relax, like you can buy this. And I'm like, I know I can, I just don't know if I can, you know what I mean? Like it's just not me, but I'm getting better. He definitely is trying to keep me in trend, but I appreciate that. That's where like, you know, the opposites attract for sure, because I don't really have that much, at least compared to him, honestly. Favorite holiday? So I love Christmas, but I don't like the stress of Christmas. Like, you know, the look of the Christmas spirit I love. But honestly, favorite holiday, if I could say my birthday is a holiday, which in my mind it is, that's gonna be my favorite, honestly, because it's just about me that day and then we move on. But that one day, you know, or maybe week or maybe month. Favorite movie / TV show. So my favorite TV show would be Friends. Off rip, I've done the pop-up shows, I've bought the seasons, like I'm obsessed. And then favorite movie would be The Goonies, which I know is very old, but I love it. I don't know, I love that movie. Me and my brother literally bonded as children over that movie. Like my man can't wrap his head around why I like it so much, but I just love it. It's a classic, and every time I watch it, it feels like the first time. Best advice you've ever gotten about anything? So when I was moving back to Rhode Island for the second time, that's like a whole other story time, but the second time, I know a lot of people were asking me like, I don't know, or just giving their opinions like, I don't know. My family really supported me, so I can't take any credit from them. But, you know, I know there's a lot of like, is that the right thing to be doing? And I feel like you just have to follow your heart and, you know, don't listen to the opinions of other people. Me and my fiance were really in sync with our goals and the vision that we had for ourselves. And, you know, he explained to me like how he saw me being his wife versus just like being a girlfriend. And, you know, that's something obviously a woman wants to hear, but, you know, we just really had a plan, and I wanted to trust his plan, and our plans really just collided really well. So that for me, like just following your heart, don't listen to the opinions of other people. If you fail, then it's a lesson, and if it's a blessing, then, you know, it's a blessing, like if it works out. So I feel like just follow your heart and don't listen to the opinions of other people. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Definitely married. Probably like a baby or two, living in my modern Mediterranean home, indoor outdoor living, having breakfast with my kids outside and my dogs jumping in our pool without permission. You know, really into our businesses. Me and my fiance are very passionate about the entrepreneur lifestyle, so we definitely have a lot of plans. Just time freedom, financial freedom, just enjoying my life and my kids and being a wife and a mama. So that's where I see myself in 5 years. And what do you want to achieve out of this channel? So I really just want to connect with you guys on another level. I feel like, you know, with Instagram, I've always, you know, I've tried to post as much as I can and, you know, be as transparent as possible, but I feel like this channel is going to help me, you know, really connect with you guys, and, you know, you guys can tell me what you want to see, and, you know, I can vlog, and you guys can just see a more personal side to my life, and, you know, the way that I think, and I can share more with you. So I just really want to connect. I don't want to be like famous or like rich, and you know, like it's not about that for me. It's just about true connection. Like I just really want to connect with you guys and enjoy this. I don't want it to be a job. I don't want it to feel like, you know, it's a schedule. Like I just want to enjoy it because I find it to be really fun, honestly. So that's pretty much what I hope to do, is just connect with you guys like on another level. That's what I really hope to achieve with this channel, and just bring light, you know, all over. So that's about it. I think that's the last question. So thank you so much for like sending in the questions. I really appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. It's been really overwhelming. I know a lot of people are like, it's about time, you're gonna do so well. So thank you so much for the encouraging words. I really hope to put out, you know, a lot of content, God willing, and I hope that you guys hit that subscribe button. If you have anything that you want to see, please leave a comment below. like, comment, share, subscribe. That's what they say, I think. So thank you so much, and let's do this, guys. Bye.